I'd like to welcome everyone to the Board of Ed meeting today, September 16, 2025. The time now is 6:31. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move that we enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel matters.
Do I have a second? Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
7-0, motion passes.
Right, yes, you go. Good. Have fun.
Don't worry.
Right. I'd like to make a motion to reconvene. I'd like to make a motion to reconvene. Do I have a second? Doesn't have to be.
We have some people that are supposed to be sworn in tonight, so I'll try and load them this.
Solemnly swear. That support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And that I will discharge duties as a police hour. For the rest of my life. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And I will faithfully discharge the duties of freedom of the government. I pledge to the best of my ability.
Somebody's out. Solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New York. And I will faithfully discharge. The duties of Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. According to the best of my ability.
I'd like to turn it over to Jones, who can have it, now wants to go.
My first song. That little breakfast. So happy to be here tonight with you all beautiful faces. It's really an honor actually to stand here before all of you as the interim superintendent of Williams Public Schools. Because I want to thank the board for trusting me with this important responsibility. I want to thank all of educators, staff, family, and students who have really given me such a long, for this. But it seems like a few days exactly only a couple, so I'll say a couple, but that's what it is. You know, many of you know me as my time principal at Thomas West. That I truly loved for the last 13 years there, worked alongside the most amazing group of teachers, families, students, and I loved going there every day. It was like a home. I decided to retire in 2019 in July to pursue other opportunities, which I did, and became an adjunct at Mobile University, training the next generation of educators. And I've loved every minute of that as well. In a personal note, I'm married to the most wonderful man for the last 41 years, and I have 3 children and 7 grandchildren, ranging in age from 9 to 5 months. However, for the first 6 of them, 4 young girls, we had them. The last one was a boy, and it reminded me when I was in the hospital to see my son about why I went back to playing with me. So I walked in, my son's wife just had a baby. And he's on one person back with us to go see the baby, you know, and the eyes, whatever, it's back in. And so, walking in, you see this beautiful face of the nurses, there's lots of nurses. That was hats on. We have been around super, I swear that nurse went to my school, started in kindergarten. And she came on, nurse, maybe, okay. So I go and see my daughter wants the baby, and say, listen. I open the curtain to walk out, and she looks at me, and I look at her, and she starts to scream. So now you're in the ICU, and she's like, ah! I was like, what happened? She's like, this was so bad, she's giving me a hug, she's over, she's like, why are you making this? Like, I wasn't sure. So, my daughter-in-law introduced me to Madison. I don't forget anybody's name, as leading ones, I just said hello to her, you know, I don't forget anybody's name. And so, she said, Miss Wood, do you mind FaceTime my mother? Now, you have to see where we were standing, foot of my daughter-in-law's bed. She gave birth 3 hours ago, ladies in the room, remember what that looked like for you? She was very happy. She still like me a little bit. But she's like, Mrs. What are you like this? We're talking this, we're talking with my grandson. And this is a new grandson, we were celebrating. And then I left it, she's like, age so-and-so, and you know, I feel so like I gave birth to her, you know, and that's how it felt at a concert, you know, I know that with Paco's moms, you know, and they could have fun. And all those things, and it was so great to see that, like, when you care about somebody else, and you look at them, I can remember her face, she's like, you remember me. With my little shadow hat on, and that she had on, but it was a beautiful journey being here, I think I loved every minute of it, so when this opportunity became available, all I wanted to do is be here to help out. So although my role here is very temporary, my commitment to our students, to our community is genuine and wholehearted. We are in this together, and I look forward to visiting classrooms, meeting families. I was already at West today for a long time. I got my hair back really nice and straight before that. And then working alongside each one of them. I'll leave you with this thought in moving forward. Coming together is a beginning. Working together, keeping together is progress. And working together is success. So we'll be successful as we work together. We'll be here shortly, right, Mr. Okay, and that's all I'd say. With that, I would like to introduce a very special group of people who are here tonight, who work tirelessly on behalf of your children. First of all, I want to recognize so many teachers who are here, who worked all day long today, and it's not easy. And so, and teachers, teacher assistants, staff members, thank you so much for coming to the board meeting tonight. To a welcome back to school board. I even see students, they don't think I recognize them. Now they start, I can see you over there. I see persons behind you. I'm not, yeah. Very, I'm with an adjunct to that little story, by the way, about the nurse. We went to the waiting room, we're sitting in the maternity waiting room, and a young woman, a white outfit, walks in. And she sits down, and I said to my husband, who thinks I'm hallucinating, I think that she went to my school. He goes, no, that's impossible. I go, watch. She hugs me, she sits down, she's 2 seats away from me. I said, Miss Alvarez? And it was. And she was there for her internship. She's a nurse student at Malloy, where I'm currently employed. And 2 in the same day. So we did a good job here playing it. They're aspiring healthcare providers. With that, I'm going to introduce the other people, the administration here, who are going to come up and speak in sequence. But first I want to say congratulations to Leah, who was my student, had the same beautiful face. And what's inspirational is getting me to my granddaughters, all 6, a couple of them, to do some step dancing, although she's not able to do. She hurt her ankle a lot. But what a great student you are, and what a great opportunity for us to have you on the board with us. So thank you. With that, I will start with maybe Lawrence, the new high school principal, to talk about this happening in the high school and the ones of students. Thank you again, and have a great evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ms. Mascarello, Mr. Rudy, members of the central office and Plain Edge Board of Education. First, I'd like to congratulate all the new board members and our new superintendent. We're excited to work together and grow and support the district's vision together and help our students reach their fullest potential. And one of those we have with us today, so I'd like to tell you a little about her. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce our student, ex officio board member, so she's on the board, but she does not vote, Leah Muldoon. And now I could go on forever, but I'll keep it brief. Leah is a senior who has served as the class president for the past 4 years, and which is a remarkable achievement that speaks about her leadership and her dedication to Plain Edge. She's a well-rounded student, and she really is a true role model for everyone. We were talking about today how the board meetings are recorded, so she could even put this on her college resume, so to see how amazing she is, like the links to the meetings. Over the past 3 years, because that's how long I've been here, I've gotten to meet with Leah monthly alongside her fellow council presidents, where they share their perspectives, they discuss school events, and they bring different ideas to me and concerns from the student body perspective. Just yesterday morning, Leah, with her fellow council presidents, met with me, and within 40 minutes of leaving our meeting, she had already drafted a very clear and thoughtful summary of our discussion to present to you tonight. Besides just doing that and working, she came right from work tonight here, so she's very dedicated. She takes some of the most challenging academic courses our school has to offer. If you look at her schedule, it is all AP and college courses. She's always willing to support her classmates, and she is very involved in the school. She is in part of the National Honor Society, Best Buddies, English Honor Society, Math Honor Society, Science Honor Society, and the Key Club. If that's not enough, she's also part of the research program, and she's part of the school's internship program. Now, notably, this hasn't been announced, I'm going to announce it tonight. She is one of the only 4 students this year who completed her AP capstone diploma prior to graduating. So that is a huge accomplishment. So it is a true honor for me to introduce to you tonight, for the first time ever, Leah Madoon, our student board representative.
So as you now know, I'm Leah Muldoon, the senior student council president and the ex officio student board member. I work collaboratively with the other student council presidents to come up with ideas for events and fundraisers to get more students involved and make this year a memorable year. We are all excited for this upcoming homecoming game and pep rally, in addition to the Battle of the Classes. The theme for this year is superheroes. Seniors are Batman, juniors are Spider-Man, sophomores are Captain America, and the freshmen are Hulk. Soon the halls will be decorated with red, black, and white ribbons, along with each grade superhero. Additionally, in each advisory, each grade will be doing activities to help them prepare for the next steps. For example, the seniors are having a college planning session, and the freshmen are being introduced to all the great clubs Plain Edge has to offer. Lastly, Safe Halloween planning has begun, where different clubs come together. They each decorate a room, create activities, and pass out candies to the younger students. Of course, none of this would be possible without fundraising, so upcoming fundraisers include the senior logo wear, the junior fall moms, and the sophomore Chipotle fundraiser on October 22nd.
All right, so now I'm going to give you the report from the high school. We had a great opening. Everything has been wonderful. To start the school year off, we had our student council organize, all the different grades came together and they did what was called Chalk the Walk. So they decorated it to give positive messages and welcome back the students. So the first thing they saw as they came back into the building were these beautiful messages of positivity and celebrating the freshmen coming in and the seniors having their last first day. We also followed that up with grade-wide assemblies where we met with all the students from every grade, reviewed the year's expectations, protocols, and reminded them of everything the school has to offer. And they ended the week, the seniors, with one of their many celebrations, their senior sunrise breakfast. And we also didn't want to forget the staff, so the PTSA graciously welcomed them back with a breakfast as well. The staff has been working really hard already to engage with students and challenge them in the classroom, sharing their curriculums that they worked on over the summer in the departments and continuing to design high-quality instruction and leverage high-quality standards and data to drive their instruction. And as you heard, our students are amazing and they're continuing to do great things from the bat, right off the bat. We're proud to celebrate that 4 of our student musicians were part of nominated to be part of New York's NYSSMA All-State Ensembles, or alternates, and that reflects our dedication to music. We also had one student, Francisco Martinez, who's been named a semi-finalist in the National Merit Scholarship Program, which less than 1% of high school seniors nationwide are nominated for. And then Mr. Sachs and Mr. Wasserman and Ms. Murphy are going to speak about some of the other things, so I'm not going to mention their areas. I'm going to stay in my lane. Excitement is building as the students just found out the play that they're going to be performing. In the winter, it's the musical comedy of Murders of 1940, which was recently announced at their upcoming drama meeting. Yesterday, we held our senior parking night, which was the first in a series of assemblies designed to educate our students about the serious responsibilities that come with being behind the wheel, along with other decisions they are faced with as they get older and the long-term consequences some of these can have. These conversations were designed to help them understand the long-term impact of their choices, and the students and parents were definitely talking about the assembly as they left last night. Later this week, we're going to be able to host the class of 1975 as part of their 50th year reunion and give them a tour of the building. And it's always interesting because they learn as much from us as we learn from them, and the students are involved in that, and they tell us how much the building has changed over time. And additionally, preparations in the high school are underway for our Law Enforcement and First Responder Appreciation Day, which is going to take place at the same week as our pep rally and our passing of the torch ceremony, which we're working collaboratively with all the elementary principals, the athletic departments, and the PTSA. So we have a lot of fun, exciting things coming up at the high school. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Mr. Beirudi, thank you for having us tonight. Members of the Board of Education, Ms. Mascarilla, I'd like to say to you, welcome home. On a personal note, Cal, I'd like to say to you, we spent 10 years as principals in this great district together. And you may not know this, but you predated me by 3 years as a principal here. And you were very instrumental to me in my first year, conversations and advice, and I think instrumental in my initial success here, and I thank you for that, Carol. So, smoothest start in my 17 years this year. You know, it is true though. You could have walked around the middle school on day one, and it's as if it could be any random day, say in March. It really is true. And a lot of that's what you look, the 7th and 8th graders, they know what to do. But we've got a top of the line transitional process for our 5th graders. We meet with them and their parents about 5 or 6 times before they step foot in school. And so that's what allows our opening days to just be as incredible and as smooth as they've been. We've got a whole lot going on. We had a wildly successful back to school night. Several hundred parents turned out. That was a great night. We are in the midst of picture days today and tomorrow. We have our student activities fair in 2 weeks. We'll be highlighting the more than 26 wonderful clubs that the middle school has. We have our new entrant breakfast coming up, I think a week from Friday. 6th grade team day will be on the 26th. We are giving out free breakfast every morning, and it's been a wildly successful program for us so far. We also now provide free lunch for our students, which has been great. Thank you to the entire staff in the lunchroom. They just do an incredible job. And we're in the midst of construction, some wonderful projects taking place. The ball field is construction in the back has now begun. Our library begins being rebuilt in about 2 weeks. And our new pre-K playground will begin being built on the 29th of this month. And on that note, I do have to speak for a moment about the pre-K. So I didn't know what to expect, but I will tell you, having these beautiful, they're right across from you, Mabel, right? You see them every morning. Having these beautiful 3- and 4-year-olds in our building has just been, it's been seamless and it's been wildly successful. I don't know if Joanna Pellegrino is here tonight. Joanna is the supervisor for pre-K. She does an incredible job. We put so much planning in to be ready for the children. The arrival has been smooth, the dismissal has been smooth, and I have learned to hula hoop in recent days. So it's a great day at the middle school, and it's going to be another great year for us. Thank you, everybody.
Now my elementary elementary colleagues will come and tell you about where it starts.
I love following Tony, love it. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to Joe Maizano and to Leah, and also welcome back to Carol. I was thinking today, you were my first call when I got my job here. I was in Levittown and you called me and told me all the ins and outs, and then I felt so much more comfortable coming over. So to go on Tony's sentiments, welcome home. So I'm going to let Mark start, and then I'm going to see what I have to say.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Cuccarelli, principal of East Plain. One of our pre-K opening day was a huge success in all 3 elementary school buildings. The children were super excited to come back to school. It was full of smiling faces, and it's like we never left. The staff were also excited to meet with their students. UPK has expanded to the middle school, if Mr. DeRiso stole our thunder. With 4 classes at East Plain, 3 classes at Shorting, and 2 classes at the middle school. And our pre-K students have been acclimating well to their new school routine. We're so excited because all the students who were on the waiting list got a spot this year. Like last year, our transition to kindergarten were smoother. Students have more kindergarten readiness skills, such as walking in a line, sharing materials, and sitting on the carpet, as well as foundational academic skills, such as letter names and letter sounds.
We started off in August, something that Carol created when I first started working here with Sail into Kindergarten, which as usual was a huge success. The students enjoy meeting their teachers, they tour the building, they ride the bus, and my great story from riding the bus is like 3 years ago, we had a new bus driver, and the first group left and didn't come back for like 10 minutes. And I was like starting to panic because the bus driver thought they had to go all over Plain Edge and not just around the block. And I was like, oh my God, I've lost kindergarten kids already when they start.
Yeah, and the bus was the favorite spot. And the bus drivers, if you give them a little captain's hat, they'll even go against trees and like the trees.
Yeah, they love it. But I was panicked. But anyway, this year they just went around the block, so that worked out well. This event makes, with the pre-K and doing Sail into Kindergarten, the first day of school for the little ones, because pre-K are pretty much fetuses, and then kindergarten is just a little bit above that. It makes it so smooth. They just already know everything. They know the building, they know their teachers, and they know their classrooms. All 3 buildings had their welcome back picnic on September 5th. I had a foam pit, but that's a whole nother story. It was well attended by all families, staff, and students. We had a wonderful time celebrating the new school and meeting everyone. Back to school night was September 10th, where families came in and learned about new initiatives, saw classrooms, and met with their teachers that worked tirelessly from the first day of school to make back to school night a success and the rest of the year smooth for all 3 of us. And they got to hear about all the great things their children are going to experience this year. And now to our new West principal, Miss Azana.
Proud principal of John H. West, and really honored to be here following such amazing leadership from Kara Muscarella and Joe Maizano. So last week in all of our buildings, we kicked off our character program, our Character Strong program, and big shout out to both Alyssa DeTizio and Jennifer Bassatoro for spearheading that. And our students were once again reintroduced to our core values and learned how they can apply those characteristics not only to within our schools, but also within their own lives. We've continued to pair our classroom teachers with our out-of-classroom staff, from our special areas to our psychologists, so every single staff member is involved in this initiative. Also yesterday, in all 3 of the elementary schools, students got to make their mark celebrating Dot Day. In conjunction with our Character Strong program, students listened to the book The Dot by Peter Reynolds, and really talking about how that one dot, how that one mark can spark such change. A big shout out to the stream teachers who really lead this and design such fantastic activities for our students yesterday. Within our buildings, it has been a fantastic start, and like Leah said, we are really excited for what's to come. Thank you.
And now Bridget Murphy.
Well, I would just like to say that my special education part is super happy because we have Mrs. Muscarella, who has a very nice history in special education here in Plain Edge, and Mr. Maizano, also a special education original, up here on this beautiful dais. So it makes my heart very happy. But we all know that our students have been very well cared for in this district for eons. So as everybody sits here and tells you that it's been a great start back, I can tell you we never left. We had about 60 students that were with us this summer, and were graciously hosted once again in the nicely air-conditioned Plain Edge Middle School, which is always very nice to have when it's August. We appreciate that. But we had about 60 students. We had 11 special education classes. The classes are really, really important to our program because we have a lot of students that thrive off of consistency in schedules and making sure that they don't lose all of the gains that we work so hard for them to achieve during the school year. And it was a really great success. We do make it as much fun as we possibly can. We have in-house field days and water balloons and water parks, and they go all these really great places. But it is a really, really wonderful program. Although we are also working quite hard to get ready for the start of this school year. We are really excited that we are now in East Plain with our integrated co-teaching program. Mark has been a wonderful partner in making our new staff feel very, very welcome. I have to say, I walked past a bunch of the classes a couple of times and all the teachers come out and go, oh my God, this is so great. I love it, right? Yeah, so it's just really, really going so fantastically. So we are very grateful for all of you to supporting that. The students are doing really, really so very well. We also made the shift this year from contracting our vocational program to hiring our own in-house staff for our vocational program up here at the high school. Those are our students that are with us until they're 22 years old and working more on life skills. We have to tell you that it is just an absolutely amazing program. Previously, when we were contracting, we had a lot of difficulty with having staff turnover very frequently. And again, our students benefit very much from consistency, not only in their schedules, but also with people. So this has been a really, really fantastic start for our school year there. And what else? Oh, and yes, the coffee shop. Don't worry, the coffee shop will be coming back. I know some of you asked already. Miss Bernard is here somewhere, and I know that she's already been working on getting it clean, getting an inventory, getting all our stuff. So please, we will be sending you an invitation soon for your Friday morning cup of joe. And that is everything for us. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Wasserman, who's our guidance director.
Thank you. So while I am just entering my second year here and I still have the new administrator smell, Ms. Muscarella, I'm very excited for our paths to have crossed and to learn about your experiences here and learn about how I can best serve the Plain Edge community. The guidance department, much like special education, has been hard at work throughout the summer leading into the school year to ensure a smooth start for the students, parents, and faculty. On the elementary side, as you heard from Ms. Azizala, Ms. A, thank you. Ms. Bassatoro and Ms. Tizio kicked off our character education programming, and while you heard about them reinforcing the core values, you have never seen core values through the lens of their two excited faces. They really are celebrities in the elementary school and do a remarkable job helping to support our students and instilling these values. On the middle school side, as you heard from Mr. DeRizo, it was an amazingly strong start. As the counseling department supported the sixth grade orientation. Immediately following the sixth grade orientation, we begin our Bound Camp, which helps support the students in their acclimation to life as a middle schooler. They work with the students on academic skills as well as team building and critical social skills to help them navigate the world of middle school, which is oh so fun. At the high school, we hosted our ninth grade orientation in August, which involved a lot of new and exciting activities. And I want to thank the PTA in the high school for supporting us bringing in a game show atmosphere for the students to do team building and exciting activities with our peer leaders who are 11th and 12th grade students that have been selected based on their character to mentor our students throughout their high school experience. And as we get ready to build new relationships with younger students, it's also important, an important time of year as we work with our seniors in transitioning to life outside of Plain Edge. These past few weeks, we hosted 2 mini college fairs and welcomed over 75 colleges to that small room that we were in before. That was packed with not just colleges, but vocational programming and military opportunities for our students to really see a great cross-section of what their future may hold. We also held our senior college planning night and have many, many more activities to support the seniors as they prepare for this application transition process. There are many evening programs coming up for students and families. We have our financial aid night in October. That's for anyone grades middle school and up that just want to understand how to prepare for the cost of college. I got cut off. I went too long. Usually that's Tony. And we have many more programs for we have our middle school program in mid-October, and we hope to see families there as well. Thank you.
I got cut off now. And our new athletic director is Zach.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for allowing me to speak on athletics tonight. Fall sports are underway, and we're doing phenomenal. A few weeks into the regular season, our coaches, our students are all working hard, competing, training, playing games already, and having events. We had a really strong turnout. In our high school, over 400 students are participating in fall sports. In our middle school, approximately 200 students are participating in fall sports. These numbers reflect the continued strength of all of our programs. This year, we are offering a couple of new programs also to our students. Middle school cheerleading is going to have a fall and a winter team. JV girls flag football is expanding, and we're also expanding our golf program. We're going to have a varsity girls golf team this year. So we're really excited for all of these new teams. Academically, we're obviously extremely proud of all of our students. We were named the School of Excellence for the 2024-2025 school year. This honor is bestowed upon us for 25 of our varsity teams that earned the Scholar Athlete Team Award. We've also had over 300 individual student athletes recognized as Scholar Athletes also, which is a great achievement, obviously. Congrats to our fall athletes that were named to the Newsday Top 100. We had 2 football players, Dylan Fella and Jackson Torres, and 2 of our girls soccer players. Congrats to Allison Younghands and Michaela Netto. Very proud of them. Looking ahead, we have several key events, homecoming and passing the torch, are scheduled for October 17th game. These are 2 obviously great celebrations. So thank you very much.
Anybody else want? All right, I'm walking it anyway.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Moving on to routine approvals. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the August 19th, 2025 meeting? Mr. Garcia, second. Mr. Morrissey, all in favor?
7-0.
Do I have a motion to approve warrant reports 16 and 17?
Hey, Rudy.
Sorry.
I was abstaining from that vote.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So 601. Sorry, okay, warrant reports, 16 and 17. Do I have a motion to approve? Mr. Pasquarello, second. Mr. Morrissey, all in favor? Motion to approve treasurer's report, July 2025. Mr. Morrissey, second. Mr. Garcia, all in favor? One of the discussion presentations. Moving on to business. I'm gonna ask the board to amend it, and actually add an item to it. So we have 33 items. I'd like to introduce as a new item addendum. It's item number 34, which is an addendum to the personnel action report. All board members have the schedule in front of them. So as amended, do I have a motion to approve items 1 through 34? Mr. Garcia, second. Mr. Morrissey, all in favor?
Mr. Chairman, if I might interject here, I would like to, I know she had to leave, but I would like to welcome the new assistant principal, Ms. Colleen Torres. While Mrs. Azalahoff, I did practice, Mrs. Azalahoff leaves big shoes to fill. Ms. Torres is very impressive and brings a wide breadth of educational experience, and I know that she'll be an asset to all three of our elementary principals.
Thank you, Mr. Morrissey. Moving on to section 6, private planage. Opportunity for board members to present on attendance, participation at school and/or community events.
So first I want to say thanks to everybody for some patience as we ran down the hall and now none of the audios is good. I want to go first because I think a bunch of us will talk about it. The ceremony before the football game, the Brian Moore ceremony, really well done, really powerful. Thanks to the NYPD for helping put all that on. The Planish Quarterback Club, of course, the Brian Moore Memorial Fund, and everybody who's involved in it. It was really something to make you pride, give you pride and
We were all given the opportunity to walk through all of our schools before our kids came the first day of school. And I have to just point out that our facilities crew really does an outstanding, phenomenal job to make sure that everything is picture perfect for our kids. And you can see even walking in here tonight, just how beautiful our grounds are. So I wanted to thank them for that. Also, I got to visit Shorting Elementary on the first day of school. And it was so nice to be standing next to Mrs. Thurl most of the morning and see how many children are so excited to see you every day. Just as a mom, that really makes me feel so proud of you too, because they just were so happy to be with you. So I really wanted to take a mention for that. And lastly, I was able to go to the girls' varsity volleyball tournament in Montauk. And we won the invitational for varsity volleyball, and we haven't won in quite a few years, so this might be a team to watch. So keep our eye out for that.
Anyone else? I was able to, as Mr. Versace, was able to be at the middle school and join Trust on the first day of school. Our administration touched upon it, but congratulations to everyone involved for a wonderful first day of school. I was able to walk into the back and see the pre-K students at the middle school coming into the building for the first time. And as brought me back to my own kids starting at Eastwood, Raleigh last year, and before that, and also Mr. Wasserman, thank you for the middle school camp. My new sixth grader very much enjoyed that. Thank you to everybody who was involved in that. And, well done.
So I was able to watch part of girls varsity volleyball game, and they are some phenomenal athletes. If I recall, when I went to the game last year, I think they were also playing Montauk, and that was, this team definitely seems like they're on a different trajectory. I was also at Bobcats Open Day. They did a phenomenal job incorporating everyone in the community. I want to give thanks to the Bobcats and the board for the work they did. I know it's not easy, but they put a great day out. I missed it. It was missed last year because with all the construction, et cetera. But to have it come back and the way it did, really great work. Also was there on the first day of school at the high school, middle school, so the middle school pre-K, and also one of the elementary schools. And that's probably my favorite day of the year, is to just watch all these kids coming to the schools happy, nice new clothes, backpacks, ready to learn. So thank you for that. And lastly, I know there's been some change, obviously. And so what I want to say about that is I just want to thank all the staff from, custodial staff, teaching staff, administration, faculty, clerical. Everything went off without a hitch. I mean, I think the most important thing to remember is that the children, they all walked into the building and it was just like any other day. So thank you to everyone for ensuring that. If there's nothing else, we will move on to the informational reports. Does anyone have any questions on the informational reports? No? Okay, moving on to opt to for public comment. So the board now welcomes public comments. Please direct all comments to the board president. We kindly ask that you limit your remarks to 2 minutes. We ask that you adhere to that time allotment to ensure that everyone who wants to speak is afforded that opportunity, even though we have allowed substantial leeway in the past. This is out of respect for everyone in attendance who may want the chance to speak. Please note that the public comment period is not intended to be a Q&A. We understand that many of you have questions or comments related to the resignation of Dr. Salino on September 12th. While members of the community are welcome to speak on this issue, the board can only respond by referencing the joint statement that has been previously released to the community. Due to legal constraints, this will be the only comment made by the board on this issue. If you are speaking tonight expecting the board to respond, please note that the only response will be to refer to the joint statement. The expectation is that this meeting will proceed in a civil manner with respect shown to all in attendance. Remember that we are role models to the children of our district, some that are in attendance, and that we are now joined by a student representative. Decorum is an expectation, and that the code of conduct guides our interactions as Plainridge employees, residents, and guests. Shouting and other disrespectful behavior will not be tolerated. The mic is now open. Oh, would you like to be excused? Sorry.
You're excused. Okay.
All right. Okay, so the mic is open for anyone who wants to speak.
Hi, I'm Maureen Ryan, recent retiree. As many of you know, I worked alongside Dr. Salino for almost 10 years. I just want to say what an incredible job he did for the district. He put a great central office team together. They brought in programs. You look at the facilities, they're beautiful. And I just wanted to thank him for everything that he's done for the families, the students, the children of Plainridge, and I thank you for your time.
Anyone else?
Good evening, Kathy Flanagan, former board president and Board of Education member. I just would like to know why the board chose to have their emergency meeting on Friday night when you clearly understood that every active parent in this tight-knit community would be at the football game. Further, this game was dedicated to the memory of Brian Moore, so I feel you actually disrespected the memory of Detective Moore by having this meeting during a game during his honor. Can you please explain the thought process that led to this decision rather than hosting a meeting on a Saturday morning or afternoon when more community members could attend? Additionally, I attended the meeting on Friday night because I figured at an emergent BOE meeting that you would be discussing important details that affect the community. Can you please explain why there was no open comment period? People were in the room and clearly wanted to have their voices heard, but you hid behind your attorney and did not allow it. When I was the Board of Education president, we always wanted to hear what the community had to say, good or bad. As a matter of fact, during the pandemic, with an auditorium full of people, and we had an open comment period and listened to the concerns for over an hour. We listened because it's very important to hear the concerns of the community. So again, I ask, why not allow the public to speak? It does seem to me that you are operating in a fashion that is contradictory to the platform you ran on to get elected. In closing, I want to leave you and our beloved community with this one single thought that I learned from a very wise and experienced Board of Education member who served Plainage for many years. This person always reminded me, if it's about power and control, it's not about children.
Can I respond to the timing, the issue with the time, the schedule? Can I respond to the issue about why the schedule was where it was?
Sorry, please refer to, I'm gonna refer to the public statement.
Thank you.
That's very confusing, but thank you.
Hi, I'm Valerie Kuzma. Oh God, I don't like being on the side of the microphone. Been a Plainedge resident for 16 years. I know a lot of your faces up here. And many of you know that I have two boys, Vinny and Tommy, and they are in 8th and 5th grade. And many of you also know that 3 years ago, my son Vinny battled cancer. And I'm happy to report, thankfully, after 32 weeks of chemo and 17 rounds of radiation and having his right kidney removed, he is cancer-free. During his course of treatment, they had over 30 blood and platelet transfusions. And because of that, we have made it our mission to give back. And this Saturday, we are having a blood drive at the Brian Moore Center, and we would love to get as many blood donations as we possibly can. I know people get scared by them, or they don't like blood and they don't like needles, and I promise you, New York Blood Center does an amazing job of making you feel comfortable. But I still do understand, and if you can't, we'd still love you to come out and have a fundraiser that goes on, and all the money we raise goes to Vinny's Army, which is our goal, is to just help other children who are battling cancer. So we would love to have you all out. In closing, I'm not getting on any soapboxes. I just want to remind the community, as a mom who's had perspective that I pray none of you will ever have to have. Your words have value. Your words have power. Your words have meaning, whether they be spoken words or on a keyboard. And I ask you to please think before you open your mouths, open your keyboard or anything to that degree. Do you want your children to hear your words? What would you say if your children spoke those same words? And I will just leave with that. Thank you. Hope to see you all.
Craig Mosier, 25-year resident of Plainedge. 3 boys went through the program. John H. West with Carol Muscarella. I have some concerns. We just heard all the principals and all the administrators wax poetic about how really good Plainedge School District is. Athletics, academics, special ed, arts, music, all of that. We're dynamite. We're dynamite, right? So, and obviously Ed was a big part of that, right? We have this cafeteria, we have state-of-the-art facilities, high academic standards, and and all due respect to you, Carol, you were the principal at John H. West for my 3 boys, and I appreciate it. You were a nurturing, kind soul, and you really helped them through, okay? But you've been out of the game for a while, and the people that are in that office seem to know how this machine is running. That's the Plainedge machine. Like, if you're gonna buy a house in Plainedge right now, they say a desirable Plainedge school district. It's desirable. When I moved here 25 years ago, it was mediocre at best, right? So what's been happening in this district has been remarkable. So I don't understand, and not that Carol's an outsider, but the people in the central office, they know how this thing is running. They're the ones who are getting it done. And I'm just curious of like how this came about. Why wouldn't we look internally for the people that built this, while we looked externally to someone who's been retired for a few years? Can he answer that? Or no?
Talk about that. Again, you just need to reinforce, sorry, and I know there's a lot of emotion and people are frustrated, but anything related to the departure of Dr. Selena, the Board of Ed, and legal restraints, has to stand by the public statement that was released prior.
I'm not asking about Ed. He's the past. Ed's gone. Right now it's the future. I own a property in this neighborhood, and I'd like to see when people look on MLS that they say desirable school district Plain Edge. I'd like to keep that going. How did that come about?
So the board was looking for someone who had building experience, and Mrs. Muscarella fit that description, someone who is well known in the community, who would hopefully help calm some fears with respect to that, because she is a known quantity in this community, and so that was what we thought was the best person. Understanding that you're saying someone within central administration should have been possibly brought up, we didn't want to take the pool from when we began our superintendent search, that we want everyone to be viewed equally when we begin that process. So everyone who's in central administration, if they want to apply for that position, are more than welcome to apply for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, Prairie View President, Administrators, and teachers. I'll be very brief tonight. I have two items I'd like to share quickly with the Board of Ed and Planning community at large. I've heard a lot of interesting statements over the last few days. So let me state unequivocally that the leaders and members of the PFT will always support any decision made by any Board of Ed trustee, administrator, or community member where that decision is good for kids, period, end of story. Two, historically, on Long Island, to the best of my knowledge, anytime a superintendent steps down unexpectedly, the standard practice would be to appoint a sitting assistant superintendent or a retired superintendent to ensure continuity of leadership. Our union-elected Board of Leaders was very confused by the decision of this board to move way outside what would be considered very standard protocol across Long Island. Our leadership, made up of educators with decades of experience in education, is very concerned about the amount of deviation from standard practice. That's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments? Okay, seems like we don't have anyone else willing to step up. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Second. Mr. Garcia, all in favor?
7-0.
Thank you.